Hi, Miss Marion here. We're going to do Unit 4, Lesson 4. Grab your workbook and either turn to page 126 or page 93. Some of them are formatted differently, whatever one works for you, okay? And let's go ahead and do the I can statement. I can make sense of multiple ways to solve an equation. Go ahead and write a sentence on how you feel about that, and also give yourself a number. So 1, I don't remember. 2, I kind of remember. 3, I won't remember it, but don't ask me to teach it. And then 4, I know it, and I can teach it to my friend. Here are our goals for today. You can calculate a value that is a solution for a linear equation in one variable. We can compare and contrast solutions strategies with others. We can critique in writing the reasoning of others in solving a linear equation in one variable. These are our goals for today. So go ahead and take your workbook, turn to page 29. If yours is a little bit different, turn to page 21. It should look like this. Equation number 1 is x minus 3 equals 2 minus 4x. Which of the following have the same solution as equation 1? Be prepared to explain your reasoning. So go ahead and pause right now and answer that question. All right, let's go ahead and let's solve equation number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to move the negative 4x's over to this side. So I have to do things to both sides of the hanger if you want to think about it that way. So I have negatives, and so I'm going to push on positive 4x's. So I'm going to say 4x. So then on the right-hand side, so this is 1x, and I have 4 more x's, so I have 5x minus 3 equals, and then I have a 2, and then the positive and negatives to make zeros. And then I'm going to want to go ahead, and I want to get the 5x by himself. So I have negative 3, and I kind of want to make that area a 0. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 3. So negative 3, positive 3 make a 0. I still have 5x. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then we did this in 7th grade. We can divide by 5 on both sides. So my x equals 1. So this is what I want the other equations to go ahead and make and to kind of go along. I can either take the negative 1 and I can put it into the equations on both sides and see if they work, or I can go ahead and take the equations and solve it for x. I'm going to take the equations, I'm going to solve it for x, so just a little bit more practice itself. So on equation A, I want to go ahead and take this negative 8 and I want to put it over here with his friend. So he's negative, so then I'm going to go ahead and push on positive 8's x's, because I want to kind of make a 0 on this side. So that means I have to do positive so then 2 plus a positive 8x's, that means I have 10x minus 6, and then I have 4. Positive and negative 8's make 0. And then I want to go ahead and I want to put this negative 6, and I want to have him with his friend also. So I'm going to put him over here with the 4. And how do I do that? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a positive 6 both sides. So I have 10x, positive negative 6 makes 0. 4 plus 6 is 10. And then as we did before, we can divide by 10 because 10 and x are multiplying. Opposite is division. So our x equals 1. Okay, so that equation is the same as equation number 1. Let's go ahead and let's look at equation B. So I want to go ahead, I want to put my x's over here because they want to be over here. 1x, so that's x, right? It is 1x. And I want to make zeros, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push a negative 1x on both sides to make my hanger balanced on both ends. And then I'm going to go ahead, I still have negative 5 because positive and negative x's, they make a 0. Negative 5 is left over. I have negative 4 plus another negative. That's going to make a negative 5. And then negative 5 times the x, they are multiplying, so I can divide. So then x also equals 1. All right, okay, so now let's look at equation number C. So let's go ahead and distribute our 2. We're going to have 2 minus 4x, because 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times negative 4 is negative 4x. Then we still have x minus 3. Personally, I like to move my negatives around first. So I want to, and I like to put my x's together. So I want to put this negative 4x, and I want him to be over here with his friend. And I want to make it a 0 on that end. So he's negative 4x. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 4x to both sides. So then I'm going to have 2, 0. I have 1x plus 4x, that is 5x. And then I still have the minus 3. And then again, I like to put things together with like friends. So I'm going to put this negative 3 over here. He is negative. Again, I want to make a 0 there. So how do I make a 0? I'm going to add 3 to both sides. 2 plus 3 is 5. Still have my 5x. Positive and negative 3 make zeros. Then I can divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So our x also equals 1. And then D, I want to go ahead and I want to have 2 to be over here with his friend. He is a positive 2. And I want to make a 0 out of that. So I have to push onto my hanger on both sides. I have to put a minus 2 on both sides. Negative 3 with more negative 2s will make a negative 5. We still have the negative 5 because that kind of goes together. And negative 5 and x are multiplying. We can divide. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is a positive 1. So D also, x equals 1. All right, now since we've kind of gone through all of those equations, let's go ahead and look at either page 27 or 21, depends on which format you have on your workbook. You should have this. Here are steps that Lynn wrote to solve the equation. And we're going to answer the question, is Lynn solution correct? And then explain your reasoning. So right now we're just going to focus on Lynn. Go ahead and pause right now, go through that and answer that question and kind of give us the reason why. All right, so let's go ahead and let's kind of go through these, see what's going on with it. Looking at from this step to this step, they took 14 and they minus 2x. So they combined like terms and they made 12. 3 and 3 is the same, 3 and 3 is the same, 5x, and then 9. I like that. Okay, that's good. So 12x, 3. Oh, looks like they took the 3, multiplied in, so 3 times 5x is 15x, 3 times 9 is 27. I like that too. Next up, let's look at it. We have the negative, the 3 is gone. And again, we want to go ahead and we want to make zeros on that side. So how do I make a 0? Well, what I want to do is I want to take off 3 from both sides. 27 minus 3 is 24. So I do like what happened here. And then 15 now wants to be over here with his friend. And remember, we want to go ahead and we want to make zeros. So 15 is positive. You would subtract off 15 from both sides. So 12 minus 15 is negative 3x. I like that, good. And then 12 is left over because positive 15, negative 15 makes zeros. And then to get x by himself, negative 3 times x, they are multiplying. So we are going to divide. So we would have to divide by negative 3. And 24 divided by negative 3 is negative 8. So do we like what Lynn did to go ahead and solve this? Yes, I love this. This actually worked really, really well. We're not going to focus on the next one. We're only just going to go ahead and focus on Lynn. We're not going to look at Claire because it's a little bit different. Sometimes it actually confuses some people. So we're going to go ahead and pause here and we're actually going to move on to the next questions. So here is number 3. So Mia and Noah are also solved the equation, but some of their steps have errors. Find the incorrect step in each solution and explain why it is incorrect. So go ahead and pause, go ahead and answer that question, and then come back to me and we'll actually go ahead and answer that. All right, let's go ahead and let's look at Mia first. So 14 minus 2x, 12, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5x, 9, 9, okay? So now we went from 12x to 7x. So how did we get there? So we have a 3, we have a 5x, and we have this plus 9. So there's still 9 there, but what happened with this 5? Well, what Mia did is she subtracted off 5x from both sides to get to that 7x, but that's actually incorrect. What we actually have to do first is we have to distribute the 3 first, and then go ahead and combine like terms, put the x's together. So this is where Mia had the problem. Let's go ahead and let's look at Noah. Noah, we have 14 minus 2x, 12x, 3, 3. We have 3, 5x, and 9. So Noah went ahead and multiplied 3 times 5 is 15x, 3 times 9 is 27. That's good. I like that. And then we went ahead, and so now we have, from here to here, we have 12x and then 27, and then 15x is gone. So what we would have to do is we would have to subtract off 15x, because 15x is a positive. We want to make a 0. We have to put a negative with it. Well, did Noah do that? No. He actually added 15x to both sides. So this is where Noah actually went wrong, is he is supposed to subtract it, but he went ahead and he added it to both sides. So to go ahead and help us a little further, I went ahead and I put this question in here. This is not in your workbook. If you want to write it down, you can. But I wanted to kind of show this about hanger. I wanted to go ahead and draw it as a hanger first, and then let's go ahead and kind of answer it. So we have 2 x's, and then we have negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we have negative 1s in there, right? And then we have, on the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then we have 5, so all of these can be their own little spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And so this is our hanger, right? So we want to go ahead and we want to either put things on or take things off of the hanger, but we have to make sure that it is balanced. So I notice I have an X, so I have 2 X's on this side and 5 X's on this one, but I can take 2 X's off from both sides. I can say, let's take this one off, let's take this one off, and this one off. Okay, all right. And then I want to go ahead and I want to put X's on one side of my hanger, and I want to put Y's on the other. Not Y's, sorry. I want to put X's on one side, and I want to put numbers on the other. So notice how all my X's are on this side. That means I need to move all of my positive ones. So remember, I have to put things on and off as far as balancing it. What I want to do is I want to make all of these a 0, so then it moves everything onto the other side. These are positive ones, so I need to put negative ones with it. So let's go ahead, let's do that. So negative 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we made zeros on the right-hand side. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, okay? Let's look on the left-hand side. All of these are negatives. Can I make a 0 out of negative and negative? No, I need a negative and a positive. So what do we have on the left-hand side? We have a whole group of negatives. Let's go ahead and count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 15 negatives. on that side. So I have 15 negatives on the left-hand side. What do I have left over on the right-hand side? I have 3 x's. Remember that 3 and x sitting next to each other are multiplying. To go ahead and do the opposite is divide. So negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5 as for our x, because 3 divided by 3 is 1, leaves 1x or just x by himself. So that's the hanger visualization kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and let's do it kind of algebraically over here. So I want to go ahead and we took off 2x from both sides. The positive 2x, negative 2x makes zeros. We have negative 8, 7, and then 5x minus 2x is 3x. Then I want to go ahead and I want to take the 7, and he wants to be on with his friend on the other side. So again, I want to make a 0, so that's positive 7. So I have to subtract off 7. Positive and negative 7s make a 0. We have 3x. Negative 7 minus 7. So we have negative 7 with more 7s, like negatives, along with them, and there's 7 of them. If we do that, we're going to have negative 15. Again, 3 and x, they multiply each other. So we are going to go ahead, we're going to divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, leaves x, and then 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. So notice how we can kind of do the algebraically way, and we can also do it by the hanger way, but we get the exact same equation. So this is going to help us today. So we have a Canvas assignment. We're actually going to be doing this. We're going to be solving different equations and figuring out what x equals, n equals, whatever variable that's in that equation. We're going to go ahead and solve for those and figure out what those are. So let's go ahead and let's turn to page 126 or 93, depending on which way your workbook is formatted. And let's go ahead and write a sentence about the I can statement. So I can make sense of multiple ways to solve an equation. Give yourself a number. So 1, I'm still confused. 2, I'm a little confused. 3, I got it. And then 4, I can teach it to my friend. Write a number and a sentence for yourself. So as I said before, you're going to be doing a Canvas assignment first before you go ahead and do the practice problems. It's called Unit 4, Lesson 4, Make Your Own Steps. It is in Canvas. It is in the modules. You do have to get 80%, so you have to get an 8 out of 10 on this before you can move on to your practice problems. Make sure that you do that. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask me, email me, whatever you need to do, but you do have to have 80% or higher to move on before your practice problems. So make sure you go ahead and do that, and I hope you have a good day. Oh yeah, and make sure you do the practice problems after, okay? Have a good day. Thank you.